This week, we come out of our underground bomb shelters long enough to tell you about some conspiracy theories that we love. This week's episode is called Wreck My Tinfoil Hat. Welcome to the Wreck My podcast this week, where Cam is eating 3 tacos.
Yeah, I am.
And that's what the topic is this week.
It's Cam eating 3 tacos.
Cam eating tacos. I have some trivia facts on this. No. This is the Wreck My podcast, or WMP for short, or WIMP if you're nasty.
Wimp if you're nasty.
Yeah. So this week I have, if you watched the most recent Wreck My Internet, you'll know my guests here. I have Cam and Tim. I don't have any witty things to say about your name this time. I used my witty name stuff for that
can
episode.
I say, like, not so tiny Tim?
Not so tiny Tim.
I mean, you could do that.
I have to come up with a nickname for me. To be cute and funny.
Well, I came up with the man who eats ham but never lamb is Cam.
That's true, but that was like from a couple episodes
I know,
ago.
that was from a couple episodes ago. You are you are Scrappy Doo.
Oh my!
I don't want to be Scrappy Doo. The worst of the doos.
Okay, so obviously I'm not good at improv.
No, I would rather be like Hitler Doo than Scrappy Doo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Cam would rather be Hitler, and that's it.
No, not Hitler. Hitler Doo. It's
Hitler
different.
Doo.
Nobody likes Scrappy Doo.
Yeah.
The mustache do or the hairdo?
Yeah.
Yeah, the hairdo.
We are here again in Pocock Brewing Company. We actually recorded this on a different day. We all came back wearing the same clothes and sat in the same location.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Didn't wash a thing.
Yeah, except I'm not wearing a hat right now.
That's how you can tell it's different is because Jordan's not wearing a hat.
I'm not wearing a hat right now. Not that it's sitting on the table here or anything.
No.
The sun finally set, so
Different
I'm like,
hat.
I'm going to let my hair
Your hair down.
to have my hair down. And it looks really bad right now, but that's okay because no one watches the YouTube version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for me when I'm driving.
Yes, except for
if you want to see a
Timmy
really bad haircut, you should look at Jordan's right now with the hat, and I'll do mine too.
Yeah, there we go.
I've got like the greasy Bryce Harper.
See, people,
thing
go
going on.
watch the YouTube video.
It's really good.
And Tim's gonna do it too.
Yeah, well, I've got
he has no hair.
Yeah,
Got a buzz cut.
I've got the generic 8-year-old buzz cut.
Like you buzz cut it 8 years ago. It took that long. You ruined it. We are way off topic. This is derailed.
I think this is the perfect topic.
This is the perfect topic. Yeah, I like it. So this week, if you couldn't tell by the title you just clicked on to listen to this damn thing, we're talking about conspiracy theories.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Language.
We're not going to get too deep because that's what she said. Because we're going to do another episode where we'll get real deep.
Intimate.
Yeah, we'll get real intimate into like a certain one that we all agree on sometime. But I thought let's gloss over some fun ones right now, some interesting ones. Just to, we'll wet your whistle. Is that how you say? No. What do you say?
Wet your whistle.
Wet your whistle's when you're thirsty though. Like, what do you say? Like, when you're just getting innocent? Like, dip your toe in it.
Thirst has been quenched.
Yeah, get your feet wet.
Yeah, get your feet wet. Yeah, let's get your feet wet before you get your whole body wet by the Jordan man.
Degrease the porpoise.
Yeah.
Electrocute the porcupine.
Okay. Are you just saying things that were on a Foxtrot uniform Charlie Kilo by the Bloodhound Gang?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
God, the Bloodhound Gang. Please tell me there's a conspiracy about that.
Oh, I wish. That would be the best conspiracy ever. Something about the fat dude on the cover of Hefty Fine.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, or that they're the conspiracies is that they're normal people.
They are just normal people.
Yeah, they're just normal people.
What if there's a conspiracy about Gwar, and Gwar is actually aliens from another planet?
I know that
I would
Guar's
believe it.
sworn enemy is the Aquabats, right?
Are they really?
Yeah, they're sworn enemies. That's like a proven thing in their canon.
So
Really?
weird.
Yeah.
Are the Aquabats even around anymore?
Yeah, I saw them not too long ago.
Oh,
and they're
man.
coming back with their second season, the Aquabat Super Show.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
Wow.
You can hear me crunch onions right now.
That's okay. I did a
Very
podcast.
spicy
I'm going to
onions.
plug another podcast right now. I have one with my wife called The Chromosome Difference.
Oh, it's a good show. Listen to it.
It's relationship topics. But I had, at the end of one of the episodes, we had a plate of cookies sitting in front of us the whole episode, and I refrained the whole time because who wants to listen to someone like chewing on a cookie, you know, when they're
Yeah, like
doing,
eat a whole taco during
well, at
a
least
thing,
your
right?
taco's soft. Womp.
Constantly soft. I'm seeing a doctor for it. Thanks for rubbing it in.
Exactly. Sorry. Yeah, you have a erectile taco function. No.
Yeah, I have ETF,
ETF.
erectile taco function.
Yeah. But anyway, at the very end, I ate the cookie just right into the microphone just to spite everyone. Ow.
Do you remember when
So
I signed off with a chip?
I do. That was so good. Anyway, we're going to get into some conspiracies. If you like people signing off with a chip, go watch our old podcast where Cam signs off with a chip. All right. So conspiracies. I
Yes.
think this is a very interesting topic because since the 1990s, when the internet became a thrivent thing that everyone could use, conspiracy theories just blossomed. Like, they were never really a thing before that people could really get lost in the rabbit trail of just, like, like
It wasn't as readily available.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you'd hear someone say, like, oh, did you hear about this? But there was no way to prove it or to do research on it.
It was always like your crazy uncle who
Yeah,
like
exactly.
started talking after he drank too much.
Exactly. He's like, I
yeah.
saw Sasquatch in Nom or
Like the
something.
same
You're
one
like,
that rubbed
sure
your
you did, Uncle Drew.
Yeah.
The same one that gave you a bedroom prostate exam that
Yes.
rubbed your
Yeah.
lower back and whispered in your ear?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, who showed you the basement by yourself?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he did have his MD license. I mean, it had a little teddy bear in the corner,
Yeah,
but
it was great.
yeah, it looked official
Yeah.
to me at age 8.
Same.
Yeah. Oh.
But
Oh, God. Are we going
we're
there?
getting really weird. So around the 1990s, these things became crazy because now we can really just go down the rabbit hole and just continue going on the internet and just getting lost in this. So there's some famous ones that people know, like the JFK assassination
Obviously.
had some weird stuff. The moon landing was fake.
Martin
Paul
Luther
McCartney
King.
died before Abbey Road. The lizard people. 9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah.
Global warming. Ayo. Just
Oh,
kidding.
man.
Let's
You
not
just
get
hit-
political.
You hit me right in my liberal heart. I almost threw the rest of my taco at you.
Throw it in my mouth.
Good thing there was a wall between you and me and my taco.
Oh. I like it. No, let's not get political on this because, hey, I'm not a, what are they called? What are weather people? Barologists?
A weather person?
A meteorologist?
A meteorologist?
A meteorologist. What's a barologist? Is that a thing?
You're thinking of
Nothing.
barometer.
Yeah. Barometerologist.
And that's not a person.
And I don't know. I've never seen the polar ice caps. Who am I to say? The little bears could be drinking Coke up there for
The
all
water's
I know.
making the frogs gay.
Yeah,
the water's
that's what it
making
is.
the frogs gay.
There's so much damn fluoride in my water. My teeth.
Making the frogs
Yeah,
gay.
I just can't handle it right now. Anyway, so
Love it.
my favorite celebrity conspiracy theory is that Avril Lavigne died in 2003 from
That's
suicide.
the one I was going to bring to the table.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it now.
Sounds
then.
a good
Let's talk
one.
about it. So let us know what's behind that.
So in 2003, Avril Lavigne, who was having success because she had to make things so complicated and had Skater Boy and all and that awesome album, she apparently died, right? And her body double, Melissa.
Melissa Lavigne.
no, they just went by Melissa.
Melissa.
Took over for her. And the things that I was reading, this was my favorite. It's like the reason why it's Melissa.
Yeah. Tell us
It
why.
has nothing to do with what they look like, right? So
Okay.
they're supposed to look like so incredibly similar that it's not a big deal. But they were like, after 2003, Avril stopped wearing jeans and started wearing dresses. It's gotta be Melissa.
All right.
Melissa with those dresses.
Yeah, and then there
Way
was
to
like,
mess it up, Melissa.
there's like this weird old photo op, I guess, where like Avril, like real Avril, was photographed with Melissa written on her hand.
Okay.
And so people are like, "Oh, that's got to be a sign that like
It's
her
like
body
Stanley
double is,
Kubrick
like,
in The
a-
Shining saying that he directed the moon landing.
right, by giving the little
Yeah.
boy the NASA shirt."
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not just because it was like a very popular thing at the time.
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like outer space.
Yeah. No,
that
that couldn't
nod.
be it. That couldn't be it.
But yeah, so this is the spiciest salsa I've had my whole life. Sorry, bear with me. I'm
That's what you get for eating a taco on there,
from
Cam.
a taco tent. Yeah,
From a
I'm
taco
sweating
tent.
so bad. I was speaking Spanish with the man outside, and I thought I was fluent, and I must have, like Jordan said, I must have asked the man the wrong question. I asked him for the least spicy, and he gave me the most spicy, and I'm dripping out of like all of my facial orifices. Like it's awful.
Yeah,
Even the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm filling up your
Profuse
headphones
sweating
with my
of the
ear.
orifice.
I'll make those Cam's headphones.
Yeah, these are mine. Use a Sharpie. But
Yeah, write his name on it.
But that's the thing is that Melissa has ever since taken over for her. And that-
Evanescence?
no. Melissa has taken over for
ever since.
Wrong,
Ever since.
wrong angsty
Oh, okay.
female band member.
Yeah, for Avril, and that's why like her and the guy from Sum 41 who was supposed to be pop
Yes.
punk or whatever,
Yeah.
like her.
Yeah, that guy.
They broke up,
That's
and
true.
now she's married to the guy from Nickelback.
Well, okay, so let me bring that up because, celebrities never break up. So that's obviously a big thing there. And
Well,
I
yeah,
say that
it's
with all
real.
the sarcasm in the world. You want to hear my point? I said here, the real reason why there's no evidence that she died, or that, hang on. I said there's no real evidence that she's a human being because I said no one would marry the guy from Nickelback.
Right. Also, side note is that the
She's
other
not even a human being.
the second
No.
the second layer to all this is that Melissa is a clone.
Oh.
Is a clone of Avril Lavigne.
It's a clone of Avril.
Lavigne.
Yeah.
I like that one a little bit more.
Right,
I'd
which
be
is
on
better
board
than a
with
body
that.
double, right? So they
I
look
would be on board
identical.
with
She's
that.
a clone, but she's completely different. And that she was like, you know what? She never made it as a wise man. She never could cut it as a poor man stealing, right?
Yeah.
Something,
This is how
something,
you
something,
remind
something.
me
This
of
is how
who
you
I
remind me
really
who I
am.
really am.
Yeah.
And I really am Melissa.
Yeah. I like it. You know what?
That hurt
I
my
was really
skin.
hoping that Nickelback would never get brought up on this.
And then you became
podcast.
friends with me.
Yeah. Well, what can you do?
One time I got a text. This is funny. This is going to throw Jess under the bus a little bit. My girlfriend Jess. My friend Kelly texted me once that she and Jess were together, and Kelly goes, "So Nickelback just came on inside the store, and your girlfriend started singing it unironically."
Oh.
Oh my God.
That's the first person that ever sang a Nickelback song unironically.
Even the guy from Nickelback
I
sings them
couldn't
ironically.
even say that sentence. That's the guy that said the more Nickelback song unironically. I get her doing so that was my Larry the Cable Guy
Do you
moment.
guys see how sweaty I am?
Yes. You down that beer, you're like, maybe this will counteract
Yeah.
it.
A gray shirt is not good right
No,
now.
Yeah.
I'm dying. I have to go host trivia in like Sierra Madre in a couple hours,
Yep.
and like I am the sweatiest man that
That's
has ever
so
existed
funny.
right now.
I want to point out a fun fact I learned about you recently, that you can chug a full pint of beer in 3.4 seconds.
It was 3.2.
3.2 seconds.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah, if you listen to a few beers and a few laughs. So that
it
Jordan
hasn't
and I-
come out yet,
It
though.
hasn't. Jordan and I
But soon.
were on a podcast. Jordan
Yeah.
invited me over because they invited Jordan over.
Yeah. And I was
And-
scared to be alone.
Yeah, and Jordan was like, we need the funniest guy from our podcast. And I was like, thanks for inviting me to a place with 3 real comedians.
Yeah.
And not just
It was
me
really-
being a douche.
It
Like,
was really hard. I was so intimidated. I was only making jokes sparingly because I didn't want to sound out of place.
Yeah.
And then you were just saying anything that came to your mind, which
I
is
was
which is normal.
overcompensating, yeah.
Which is normal. And then 3 real comedians, like you said, making real jokes, and we're just sitting there like, we're people too.
Yeah. And then they challenged Jordan and I to a game. And the tiebreaker was, based off just because I said it, was who can chug a beer the fastest. And I did it in 3.2 seconds.
Yeah. And I did it. I technically did it in 0 seconds because I refused to chug my beer.
That means you never chugged a beer.
Why did you refuse to chug your beer?
Because I didn't want to chug a beer. You know me. I got a bad tummy.
You're gonna get the bubble guts.
Yeah, I got the bubble guts,
Yeah.
so I couldn't
right.
do that. All right, so tell me, Cam, bringing it back to Avril Lavigne.
Oh, coming
Yeah.
back.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Are you a skater boy? No. Do you believe that this could actually be a thing?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that maybe Melissa was like, hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend.
Is that the same
Hey,
person?
no
I
way.
don't-
I think you need a new one. Yeah, it's
Is
the
that
same
her?
person. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
apparently Melissa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Avril was like, you know what? I was with a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy.
Yeah.
He wasn't good enough for her.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just made Avril jokes. But yeah, I don't think it's
How
real.
many more songs can you quote of Avril Lavigne?
Yeah.
Why do you have to go and make things so complicated,
Yeah,
Jordan?
I-
Like, you're asking me so many questions. I see the way that you're acting like somebody else. It's getting me frustrated.
Wow.
It's times like this, you
didn't
fall
even
and you
know that
crawl
was
and you
her.
break and you take what you get and you turn it into honesty and promise me you're never going to find me faking. No.
For people
I
listening,
like
he
big
doesn't. He's
butts
not
in a
reading
cannot.
that off of
No,
anything.
seriously, that's like in
Yeah.
your mind.
Yeah.
See,
Good.
I have a question for you. As you asked Tim last time how he remembers so many of the SCP things, how do you remember so much Avril Lavigne?
I have this is the cop out.
Yeah.
I had a little sister who was really into that album.
yeah, okay, that's fake.
And, and
Fake
then
news.
the real one was I lusted over Avril Lavigne as a junior high boy.
Was she redheaded at that time?
No.
Oh, you.
but
you
if she
missed,
was, it would have been a whole other game.
it wouldn't have been lust. It would have been like stalker status.
Yes. Well,
then.
I mean, like, listen to, Paramore. Paramore happened, 10 years later? And I was just like, I was like, Haley Williams is the only person I follow on Instagram.
one follower.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how about you, Tim? Do you think Avril Lavigne could have been a dead person replaced with a different person?
I don't think so.
No?
I mean, I think that it's possible. Like, that stuff is possible, but Avril, I don't think she's big enough to do that. I actually
Okay.
was reading about.
She was pretty big in 2003.
No, yeah, I get it,
Yeah,
but she wasn't
03,
like
04, she was
a
huge.
Paul McCartney or a music visionary over generations.
Are you
know?
telling me that album did not change your life?
It made me skateboard.
Yeah, because Jordan
Yeah.
wanted to be a
I
skater
wanted to be
boy.
a skater
No,
boy.
it's-
Not just a skater boy, but a skater boy.
Boy, B-O-I. Do you remember when he was rocking up MTV?
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge fan.
Okay.
But,
well, let's just say this. I think that anyone who's younger than like 21 right now that's listening to our podcast has no clue what we're talking
no
about.
idea.
I'll tell you right
Like-
now, my students don't know who the.
Yeah, because a lot of your
is.
students listen and they're going to be like, this episode is dumb.
Yeah.
This episode is stupid.
My teacher's a nerd.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how do you tolerate kids? I mean, I seriously feel like
Here's the thing.
a get
I'm-
off my lawn type of person right now, but with that question.
I'm only 11 years older than my seniors,
Okay.
so I can relate to them, and I didn't forget what it was like to be a youth. And so I know
A dumbass.
exactly what they're going through. A dumbass, but also at the same time, you're a dumbass that you don't know you're a dumbass.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I'm not saying dumbass like disparagingly, but
No,
just
no.
like you're an ignorant dumbass because you're not.
You haven't learned
100%.
anything
yeah,
yet.
Yeah,
You're
you don't
yeah,
know.
it's-
Nobody blames you for being a dumbass.
no,
but you just
no.
are.
Everyone blames you for being a dumbass.
Yeah.
But you have no idea that you're a dumbass because you haven't experienced hardcore things yet. And
Yeah.
so I treat them like that their issues
Yeah.
for reals are like as monumental as they believe they are.
Yeah.
Because they are for them. And so I'm like, hey kid, like you're going through this? Awesome. Let's talk about it. Let's make art about why it's okay.
Yeah.
Like that's what I do.
That's good.
So
Yeah, my.
know, I'm just
wh-
patient.
What high school?
I'm not gonna say it on the radio.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You know, my wife, she's doing social work at the local high schools in the area.
Right.
And-
I will say it's an all boys private Catholic school
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna research that
in
right now.
in
No.
Encino, California, on Alonzo Avenue.
Well, yeah, definitely not. But it's like, yeah, she was kind of saying the same thing.
That
It's like
narrows
they
it
don't
down.
know what's going on. You know what? Let's get back to Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
I like
No,
talking
let's
about
get to the
Avril
real
Lavigne.
moral of the story
Yeah.
here.
She's not dead.
Well, that too, and
think-
Cam students, you're dumbasses. Just kidding. We love you for listening. Yeah, so
thanks
Avril
for
Lavigne said,
listening.
I don't know what I believe.
Shout out
Sometimes-
Daniel Law.
Yeah, Daniel Law.
Yeah, Daniel Law.
He calls me dad. It's weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But not in a creepy way. He like
Yeah.
walks by campus and he's like, "Hi, Dad," and I'm like, "Hello, son."
Hey, it's like Kipka used to call me dad.
That's
Yeah,
true. He
it's
did
nice.
call
It's
you
a term
dad.
of endearment.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I took
fine.
it.
Yeah.
I like his name, Daniel Law.
Oh yeah.
That's a good name.
What was that from Arrested Development? Blah blah.
Oh, blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. Get law with blah blah blah. And then Bob blah blah's blog.
Bob Loblaw's law blog.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Anyway, Avril Lavigne, I don't know what I believe on that because I'm an atheist. No. Yeah.
You know, I did hear something similar as far as that. It was with Eminem.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It was but it was like guys had actually done like. It was a YouTube video, and it was like 3 a.m. watching YouTube videos after I.
Which is always a great decision.
Yeah, it was after I spent like 2 hours on the SCP Foundation.
As
But
you do.
It had to. They were like mapping his facial structure, his cheekbones, and his smile, and everything from like Slim Shady days
Yeah.
to current like rap god, and there was like significant differences that they were finding. So
Yeah.
a lot of people have said that Eminem is actually dead as well, and he's been replaced with either a clone or.
Well, if the real Slim Shady, please stand up.
It won't be the real Slim Shady.
It won't
I'm
be the real
sorry.
Slim
no,
Shady.
it won't.
Does he even go by Eminem anymore? Doesn't he go by like Marshall Mathers now, or like
He's still Eminem.
He's still Eminem.
Yeah,
I don't know. He just had a new album come out or something like
know.
that.
Yeah, he
that
did.
Everyone's been freaking out about. I don't know. I'm white. So
That just means you can't dance.
that's true.
Doesn't
It
mean
also
you can't
means
listen
that you like Eminem because he's the only one you
That's
like.
true. I do actually really
it's either,
like
it's either
Eminem.
Eminem or Little Dicky.
Yeah.
There's one of those.
I
Lil
don't know
Dicky's
Lil
great.
Dicky.
Lil Dicky's great. Listen to Pillow Talk. It's amazing.
I love Little Dickie's barbecue. Oh, that's just Dickie's
That's just
barbecue.
Dickie's barbecue.
But I love their kids' meals, so that's Little Dicky.
Yeah.
Wait, so you like? Okay, you know what,
Let's
go.
not. Let's
Just move
continue.
forward.
This
on.
podcast is crazy.
This
Just
podcast.
move forward.
This is what happens when we film a whole one before. Drink beer, have spicy tacos
Yeah.
for Cam, and then
I'm just now
do some
starting to be a little bit more clear-headed because my brain isn't on fire.
Yeah, not fogged
Well,
anymore. Yeah.
Well, what we could do is we could finish this one, have more beers, and then do a third podcast.
Oh,
and see where
God.
that gets
Yeah, do you
us.
guys want a podcast where I'm hosting tonight?
Yeah,
We'll all
just
hop
call
in my car
us.
and we'll go.
Yeah,
Oh, my
we'll do
God.
it live while you're live.
Yeah.
It'll be live.
Yeah.
Live.
Live.
Hey, you never did Cam Eats a Sandwich live on Instagram Live like you said you were going
No,
to.
I
Oh
did,
wait,
but
that's you?
That's him.
Oh my God! I've wanted to meet you for so long because of that. They were all talking about pastrami, and I'm like, I gotta meet this guy.
We were talking about it.
I did, but I got shut down by the Federal Sandwich Commission. The FSC shut me down, and they have seized all of my assets.
all
and
the ham and
all of
So
my
much
ham,
sourdough
all
went to waste.
My ham, my bread, my tuna, all of my condiments.
oh man.
And they are transporting them to Cuba, California, and it is driving me crazy.
Oh, that's great. Cam, you are an American hero.
Thank you.
So
Allegedly.
one of my favorite pop culture ones here is about how Back to the Future predicted 9/11. Ooh,
Yeah.
touchy subject, I
haven't
know.
heard that one.
Okay,
No.
so there's a lot of convoluted connections. I watched like a 20-minute video on YouTube about it where you have the
3
dude.
in the morning?
Well, yeah, at 3 in the morning, and it's the ones where it's like the dude who goes, and then say so, and you see here. It's like the slow, deadpan, really low voice.
And it's a PowerPoint presentation.
And it's a PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of convoluted stuff
frogs
here.
are gay.
Yeah, the frogs are gay.
Making the frogs gay.
And there's a lot of like kind of stretching to get to certain areas of it and whatnot. But I would say
It's all stretching.
It's all stretching. But here's some of the main points of why. So Twin Pines Mall is like the Twin Towers.
Okay.
And then when they come back and it turns into Lone Pine
Pine
Mall,
Mall.
it's like the One World Trade Center that took its place after the attack. So we used to have the Twin Towers,
that's-
now the one. That's one of the things.
That's too far.
The clock at Twin Pines Mall says 1:16, which is 9/11 upside down. When Doc Brown syncs their clocks, it's 1:19, which is 9/11 backwards. Not that like 3 minutes goes by in the movie, so 3 minutes would go by,
yeah, that's so.
now, but let's look at some
oh,
more
there's
here.
more. Okay.
So when they go to the future, it's October 2015, which is the month and year the movie The Walk with Joseph Gordon-Levitt came out. That is where he walks the tightrope across the Twin Towers. Both movies were directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Oh my god.
So it's like Robert Zemeckis was saying, like referring back to his prediction.
All right.
And in the future, I think it's in the second one they go to the future, right? Yeah. The family is watching on TV, something on that, like the TV that's on the wall, and it's the cityscape of New York, but with the Twin Towers. Wait.
Real quick, we're going to have an interjection.
Okay.
Hey, Jess, can you hear us?
No.
Hang on, let me put you on
If I could hear her, you would hear her.
Wait.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
30 cents.
Okay, there, we can hear you now.
Did she just say she has 30 cents?
I want 30 cents.
You want what?
She won 30
She
cents.
either won or wants 30
She
cents.
could make
on
a call.
HQ? Did you win
On
30
HQ,
cents?
I won 30 cents. It was Disney trivia. I won.
Congratulations.
For the first time ever.
She can
Go
make a call on a
Jazz. I know
payphone.
stupid
Yeah, or I have a
things.
used Slim
Okay.
Jim you can
What do you
have.
mean?
A used?
Yeah,
For
did you
30
say-
cents.
did
Jordan
Yeah.
used?
Slightly
Jordan said
used.
he has a slightly used Slim Jim he'll sell you.
Ew.
All right, so I just have a question for you. Did you have extensive facial reconstructive surgery to become the placenta girl? Or to stray away from the placenta girl?
Ooh,
To
the real question.
stray away from the placenta girl? No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
It's a simple yes or no question.
Yes or no question. This is very serious.
No?
Okay, good. That's
Good.
what I thought.
That
I
was
was
a
right.
question, though.
Yeah.
Jordan, I know. I can
All right,
trust
good. I believe you now.
you. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
That's all we needed to know, Jess.
Okay.
All right, I love you.
Love you too.
right.
Go Seahawks. Bye.
All right, bye.
I think she. As
She
much-
threw in a Go Seahawks. Did you hear that?
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is she really?
Yeah.
No,
Is she
but
from
our listen-
Seattle?
Yeah.
Our
Oh, no
listeners
kidding.
don't know that though because I cut it out. So I feel like every time Jess calls while we're recording something, she's really annoyed with you. Like, what are you doing calling me?
Why are you making me talk
Why
on
are
your
you,
podcast?
Yeah, about literally nothing.
Yeah.
And that can plug if you haven't watched our Wreck My Internet yet and you want to know what that was about,
Yeah.
go watch Wreck My Internet and then
Yeah.
you'll know. See,
And if you subscribe to our Patreon, I'll draw you a picture of what it's about.
of a placenta girl.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no one's gonna do the Patreon after
No,
that.
I
No,
know.
no, just
it's
kidding.
fine.
It'll be a beautiful picture. It'll be great. It'll be worth it.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm good at it.
Back to the Future predicted 9/11 was going to happen. Cool. That's a fact.
I don't think so. It's a fact.
That's a fact. It was on the internet.
I like how you just tried to keep it going after that.
So let's move on.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
Go on.
So here's the real conspiracy I want to talk about now.
All right.
Okay.
It is about the Denver International Airport.
This is a
Oh,
good
okay.
one.
And how like it was reconverted after Battlefield Earth to house everybody?
Yes,
And,
it is going to
yeah.
be the concentration camp for America when the New World Order takes over.
Yeah.
And either the lizard people or whatever
Or the
happens.
Cyclones.
Or the Cyclones. Yes,
yeah.
Cyclones.
They're called the Greys.
the Greys.
The
Yes,
Greys are
the
from
Greys.
Alpha Centauri, and actually they're a
Oh.
peaceful race, and they're here to warn us about reptilian overlords.
Well, the reptilians have already infiltrated our world government.
Yeah, but that's why the
Greys are
the
here
Greys
to
are coming
tell us
here to
about
tell
it.
us about them.
Okay, well, they're a little late then.
They live an entire star system away.
Well-
Give them a break.
Klingons.
There should be gas stations along the way. Come on.
So they need a candy bar and a pee. Okay.
Here's some of the rest stations.
Yeah. So let's talk on why Denver International Airport is literally hell on earth. Okay.
Hell
Yeah,
on
let's do it.
earth.
It's hell on earth.
I was just there. Let's
and-
keep go-
Yeah,
let's
you
go.
were just there.
Yeah.
I've been there. You've been there,
Yeah.
Tim, quite a
Yep.
few times.
Yep.
We've all been through there.
Yeah.
We all know that eerie feeling of like someone's watching over you. I always feel like
Yeah.
someone is watching me. So what was your Tim? Why do you feel that this place is kind of got some creep going on?
Well, it's just creepy. The murals. I mean, kind of like the standard kind of things you can find on the internet. But I was there. Was it roughly a year ago? I think, and it was the murals were just.
Well, let's talk
incredibly
about
creepy.
that. There's one mural in particular I want to talk about.
Just the one with the knife, the big sword, or
The
whatever.
big sword.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean, I
Let me find my
loved the airport, to be
spot.
honest, because it wasn't LAX, and LAX is awful. like you
Yeah,
gotta.
LAX
but
is
you said
terrible.
is it your wife, girlfriend? I don't know. But from Seattle, the Seattle airport is
she's
amazing.
my girlfriend.
Girlfriend. She's like the Seattle airport is amazing. Like with the restaurants and everything.
Oh yeah,
and then I go-
SeaTac's incredible.
Oh God! And then I go to LAX and I'm like, all right, they got a Starbucks and a Cinnabon, and that's about it.
That's all you really need in
Yeah.
life.
Okay,
So
sorry, go ahead.
this piece of artwork is a piece of art with a soldier with a gas mask. And did you know that there's a real letter from a child from Auschwitz in the corner? Yes, that's the thing. So it's a
No.
very creepy picture
Wow.
about suspiciously cheery-looking children from across the globe with a slain soldier in front of them.
And are they talking about Hitler do?
Hitler do. Yeah,
Hitler
they're talking about
do.
Hitler do. So they say it's a protest art heralding a utopian future, but it could be a representation of the impending one world government. It's called Children of the World Dream of Peace. And if you actually line the pieces up of the mural, it shows a story of war that's then resolved, and there's happy children. You read it from right to left instead of left to right. So you have to read it from the opposite way to see the actual
okay,
story,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
why it's kind of weird when you look at it.
Yeah.
But it does have a lot of apocalyptic themes.
It's very
and
ominous.
Yeah, it's very ominous that these kids are all happy surrounding this dead soldier kind
Yeah.
of thing, you know?
Well, and what the soldier almost looks like a representation of death. Like he's got
Yeah.
the gas mask, and
Yeah.
it's very skull-like, and
Mhm.
it's just creepy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a weird thing. Did you notice that in the baggage claim there's stone slabs, there's columns with gargoyles on top?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So there's
So weird.
gargoyles on top, which actually the gargoyles is supposed to be a piece of art that's like the gargoyles are supposed to be mischievous. And they're like getting into your baggage, like kind of making a poke of fun at like, oh, losing your bag and stuff like that. Like, oh, it wasn't us, it was the gargoyles, like the gremlins in the system.
they're
and stuff.
laughing at you losing all your possessions.
Kind of, yeah. It was kind of that thought process
that's nice
behind
of
it.
them.
But there's a stone slab in the main terminal of the airport
Oh, yeah.
that has a Masonic symbol on it.
Yes, this part's cool.
Yeah, with the words "New World Airport Commission," and there's a time capsule under there. And you know, it's a normal, like, it looks pretty mundane and whatever, but it's supposed to open in 2094. And I wrote here that the New World Airport Commission, which sounds pretty ominous in itself, was coined by Charles Ansbacher, who coincidentally died in 2010. And like, there's just a lot of weird coincidences where, like, you know, like once he coined that term, he ended up dying fairly quickly after.
Right.
Like whoever, like the Masonic people were not
Yeah.
happy that he was pointing things out about this and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of weird things. And there's also like Navajo language on it.
Yeah.
Like it's a very weird mix of things.
Can I jump back to the
Yeah.
New World Airport
Yeah,
Commission?
jump back.
Apparently, so that's on that slab, the Masonic. It's got the Mason symbol. Was it the Masonic? What are they called?
The Mason,
the Stone
Masons,
Masons,
the
the
Masons, the
Freemasons. There it is.
Freemasons. That's
there
it.
it is. Thank you for the intelligence over on the right.
Yeah, you got
the
it.
Freemason symbol.
He's a
there.
teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, and then there's the was it the New World Airport Commission? Oh, apparently the New World Airport Commission does not exist.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like what makes it weirder is
Weird.
that they've got this slab with the Mason symbol and the time capsule, but what they've labeled it as this airport commission, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So it's just
Well,
kind of like, wait, why would you
there's some
write that on
weird-
there if this thing doesn't exist?
There's some weird things about this airport as well.
Yeah.
As in, it
Bluecifer?
is Lucifer. I'll tell you about Bluecifer in a little
Bluecifer.
bit. But it's 54 square miles, which is the biggest airport in America.
Is it really?
It's the biggest airport.
That's
It's
big.
twice the
Wow.
size of Manhattan. And I'm curious why, because not that many people fly in Denver.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I could see maybe like New York.
Why is this the largest? And it's weird because it's off by itself,
Yeah,
out in
it's
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
get is because there's a lot of other outskirts towns, so
Yeah.
it's closer to them as well. But whatever, it's just weird. And apparently, if you look on Google Earth or whatever, the runway looks kind of like a swastika.
Ooh.
But I'm told from my research told me that that's because of wind patterns, that they needed to have
Yeah.
it like a cross type thing so that they had options for wind to be able to
Yeah.
land different ways and come in different ways and stuff.
That makes
sense. It makes sense, which I'm
Yeah.
totally fine with. But here's what's weird is there is a 470,000 square foot underground tunnel system that was built, apparently built because it was supposed to be a way to get the luggage to certain areas quicker and faster.
Okay.
But it's defunct now. It never worked out. It's just empty. So it's just
Empty in quotes.
empty
right?
in quotes.
Yeah.
Some people believe it's a bunker for billionaires and world leaders when the apocalypse happens.
Or the SCP Foundation.
Or the
is down
SCP
there.
Foundation,
Yes.
yeah. Or some people believe this is where the lizard people are presiding right now, or residing right now, and waiting and everything. But it's just weird because, you know, some of the workers there like to have fun, and they'll put on lizard masks and stuff and like run around
Here's
in
the
the
thing,
hallways.
I'll tell you right
and
now,
whatnot.
there's no way
That's
that
awesome.
lizard people are living underground, because if you're a lizard person,
You need heat.
You need
Yeah,
heat.
you
Yeah.
need the sun. You're
sun.
cold-blooded.
Totally. So,
So, womp.
mwomp.
Yeah, continue.
wow.
Just cut
Suck
that
on
one
that.
out.
Suck on that one, lizard believers.
Yeah, you lizard believers.
Mhm.
So some people believe that there's alien drawings on the walls down there as well.
I believe that.
Yeah, but the alien drawings are supposedly just graffiti done by some employees and
Like a
Sure.
like a delinquent
Yeah.
alien.
Yeah.
well, yeah, like a delinquent alien
Yeah.
putting his tag name
Yeah.
up there.
Right, we got delinquent people. I'm sure there's delinquent aliens.
There's gotta be.
Good old Glork.
I mean,
Yeah,
Glork.
Glork.
Yeah, bring Glork back. Glork.
Glork never passed high school.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. But when news stations go there to do exposés on it, employees will like put on lizard people masks and go down there to
Amazing.
like just
That's
further the
great,
stereotype.
actually.
And they usually get fired, but they do it because they're like think it would be
That's
funny.
hilarious.
Dude, I'd do
And
it to
everything.
get
Yeah,
fired
that
from
would
the
be
airport.
Yeah.
Like, who cares if you work
But
at
let's
the
talk
airport?
about the weirdest piece of art here, Bluecifer. Now,
Oh.
Bluecifer, I have a picture here. I have a picture. I'm going to put this up for the people of the mural.
Oh,
So
yeah.
here's
Let me look at
a
this.
mural. Here's
Yeah.
one part of the mural. Here's the other part of the mural.
And you read them right to left?
Yeah, you read them
Is
right
this on
to
the
left.
left-hand side or
That's
the
on the
right-hand
left-hand side. That's on the
Okay.
right-hand side. So you read it that way.
I'm going to utilize my fine arts degree.
There you go. So down in that corner over there, you see a letter. That is an actual Auschwitz letter from a child.
Okay.
And then that's the only fun fact I have about that. But yeah, weird stuff, right? And if you want to know specifically how it works, there's a little hallway right here between the two pieces to a door that's like an employee entrance. So it's slightly split up, but they're like right next to each other.
Okay.
But yeah, that's that. And then here's a picture of the gargoyles I was talking about. So those are the gargoyles.
It just
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're cool. It just seems so odd as far as like what you put as decoration
Yeah.
in a
But here's
airport.
Bluecifer.
Bluecifer.
So that's ominous looking. You saw it
Yeah, I
when
did
you
see
came
that.
out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit of facts about Bluecifer here.
There we go.
So he is most notable thing in the airport because you see it right when you exit and you enter. It has blazing red eyes, which is pretty weird. And I understand that it's probably for like the Broncos, like the Denver Broncos, but it looks way different. Like it's more of like a Mustang, a demon Mustang, like almost the apocalyptic like Four Horsemen type thing.
Right.
Now, the reason why he has neon red eyes is because creator Luis Jimenez, his father was a neon worker, so it was kind of like an homage to him.
Okay.
But now let's talk about what
to
happened
make the
weird.
horse look like the devil.
Yeah, I guess, but that was
Okay.
like an homage. Now let's talk about what's weird about Luis Jimenez.
Okay.
He bled to death after being impaled by this piece of art while he was working on it in his studio.
No.
Bluecifer killed its creator.
Are you
And they
serious?
still put it up because it was done. It just needed a little bit of finishing.
I just knew it was creepy. I didn't know that.
It killed its creator, and it still is haunting the entrance and exit of this airport.
That's
And that-
incredible.
oh my god! And that thing's big too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
It's
huge.
not
Huge.
like
It's massive.
It,
yeah.
One
Oh
of
my
its like the front or something like impaled him because it's metal. It's
Yeah,
got to be
yeah, yeah.
sharp in some of those areas,
well,
and if it
and
falls
he-
on you,
I'm
it's
sure he's
gonna.
yeah, I'm sure he's like welding and,
Yeah.
and something.
So
wow.
that's
is
you
its
look
name?
at that.
Is its actual name Bluecifer?
No, that's what they refer
That's
to
the-
it
that's
as.
the colloquial
Yeah.
name.
Yes. Exactly.
Ah.
So that's really weird. But yeah, so management at the Denver International Airport has been hearing this stuff for so long. They finally decided to just lean into the curve here. And they decided a few years ago that why fight it and say everyone it's fake. Let's just open up an exhibit in the airport that praises this stuff you guys are talking about. So
Yeah.
they charge people in the airport to go into exhibits that talk about this stuff and
That's awesome.
and everything. And they're making money off of it now.
And you know what? When I went there, it was or I flew to Denver. It was just like I was so excited because my brother's actually more into conspiracies. I mean, I love conspiracies.
Right.
Not as in like I'll believe them. I just love hearing about alternate possibilities.
Yeah.
Just going, oh my God, that would
Yeah.
be so cool, or that would be so interesting if this happened this way. Or if I mean, because there's plenty of conspiracies that have come out as true. Not that I believe current ones, but it's just kind of entertaining to think about those ideas. And so when I was in Denver International Airport, I made sure that my taxi was picking me up, or my Uber or whatever was picking me up like 3 hours after I arrived, just so I could walk around
That's
and
funny.
look at everything,
that's
take
rad.
pictures of
Did
everything.
anything
yeah.
else besides that stuff stand out to you, or that's the pretty standard fare?
It was pretty much that stuff. I actually was not able to find the Masonic stone,
Okay.
or template, or whatever.
Maybe they got rid of it recently. I don't know.
I thought it was outside, but
Oh, it
you know,
could be
But
outside.
anyway, I walked around the terminals, and it was so cool just to kind of like, as narrow-minded as some people might be who are completely enthralled in certain like conspiracy theories, like 9/11,
Yeah.
JFK, like whatever, But it's like it's really kind of entertaining to just think of these ideas.
Yeah, no, I like it. Denver's weird on that aspect too, because I'll mention something here. I
Is
worked at
Denver
the-
Portland weird, or just like
no.
Denver weird?
I know. I'm
It's
just
Denver
saying.
weird.
I'm
It's
just
Denver
saying,
weird,
like
okay.
the things they build in Denver are weird. So the convention center has a giant blue bear statue outside, a 2-story foot blue bear
Okay.
staring into the windows, which is
Yeah.
weird.
Okay.
But it's fine.
And
its
what-
name's Bleichel, the angel.
Bleichel the angel,
Because we have Bluecifer.
Bluecifer and Bleichel.
It's Blair.
But what's the weirdest part of the Denver Convention Center is that when you're going up and down the escalators, they have a soundtrack of children's laughter where you're going up and down. And that sounds not too creepy.
No, it sounds
but-
completely
okay,
creepy.
It is very creepy because every time I went down it, I'm like, this is really weird. Why are children laughing?
yeah.
So they have weird things in Denver.
Yeah, that's super weird. Go Broncos.
Yeah, go Broncos.
Yeah, go Broncos. My
That's
my
fine.
brother just moved to not Denver,
Colorado Springs.
Colorado
I'm
Springs.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at this painting.
Yeah, give us
of-
your fine
of
arts
this,
take on it.
and
Here we go.
This side, I'm having a hard time analyzing this, but this looks like obviously there's a domineering person with a blade going towards this dove, which is a symbol of peace.
Yeah.
And taking it from behind, which is like a less savory way to approach
Okay.
something, right? It's
Yeah.
it's a sneakier
Yeah,
way
yeah,
to
yeah,
hurt
makes
something.
sense.
Stabbing in the
Cowardly,
Right.
kind of.
We have crumbling structures, and this person's towering over the structures. But behind their head, there's this like fading piece of rainbow, which is like a symbol of hope. Biblically, it's a symbol of hope and promise.
Yeah.
There's weeping mothers over here with resemblance to the Virgin Mary, which is another symbol. We get over here to this panel that's on the left, and besides the myriad of like biracial and bicultural people like hugging and celebrating and doing all these kinds of things, over here on the right-hand side we have a like a pedestal to a statue.
Okay.
And this soldier that was here that was domineering and taking people out, or taking doves out and killing these people that I'm assuming they're dead over here on the right-hand side. This is now a monument that has crumbled, as you can see by the crumbled legs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Underneath this carpet, this veil of what is this red rainbow
It's the red
line
strip,
right here,
but it looks
which
like
comes
blood.
through, which looks like a carpet or blood.
Yeah.
So this is crumbled. It's dead. There are 2 doves sitting on the edge of the barrel of the gun,
Yeah.
which means probably a ceasefire.
Yeah.
And you see a broken foot up here on the top of the pedestal showing that this domineering figure has been destroyed.
Okay.
And so to study that, but the thing that's weird to me is it looks like there's a whole bunch of weapons wrapped in flags from different warring nations. So we have Britain and Ireland,
Yes.
obviously because of like the Bloody Sunday, that massacre.
Yeah.
We have Israel and Pakistan. We have all these things, and their weapons are all lumped up inside these banners of these flags, and people representing those 2 countries holding it together to bring them to the middle as like an end of an arms race.
Interesting.
And so,
Is that India and Saudi Arabia on the side there?
yeah, so this symbol is completely decimated in here by the rainbow flag. So gays win again. Haha, suck on that, Mike Pence. Eat that, Mike Pence.
There we go. That was Fine Art Hour with Cam.
It was. It felt like an hour,
You know,
right?
and I wonder if the type of gun is like different, because that's like an AK-47.
There were AKs, there were muskets. there
Wasn't
was a
one
whole
of the
bunch different
things?
Yeah.
Wasn't one
well,
of the
the
things?
primary one that he's holding, the soldier's holding, is close to an AK-47.
AK, but it has a bayonet on it too.
Yeah, is that Russia? You know? 'Cause-
Well, look at his race. It looks to me like what's his name from Street Fighter?
M.
Bison?
Bison.
M.
Yeah,
Bison,
M. Bison.
yes.
And Bison,
A
and
little
he's
bit,
a Russian,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And so this
Yeah.
looks like a Russian.
I think
yeah,
you're onto
or-
something.
or-
This is actually a Street
Yeah.
Fighter piece of
Oh
art.
my
Yeah.
gosh!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the sequel.
It
the
is.
sequel we've deserved.
What sequel? There's a
Yeah.
million.
No.
There's so many Street
Yeah,
Fighter
Ryu and
things.
Ken are on the other side getting ready to Hadouken that.
Yeah,
to
that's
death.
right.
There we
That's
go.
what
The
broke the
Hadouken is
statue.
actually the rainbow.
Oh snap!
But
What if
he's,
they
he's
had a
very
rainbow Hadouken?
almost Nazi-esque. You can see kind of like the
It's supposed to be
eagle up
fascist,
there.
Nazi.
Which is-
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
supposed to harken back
Probably
to that.
just nationalism above
Yes,
anything. I would
I
say
think so.
nationalism over fascism or communism or anything
I
like
think
that.
so.
Because
Um,
those are more,
And wasn't
nationalism is a
Wasn't it
damaging.
a thing I learned, the cultured person I am, by watching This Is America music video?
Yeah.
Wasn't one of the things I learned is that like when you like take care of your weapons and stuff like that, like and wrapped in the like them wrapping it in their flags, it's them actually like taking care of it, like kind of showing
That I
respect
don't
for
know.
it or something. I don't know. I remember
so in the
listening to a
in the
thing.
This America video,
Yeah.
the reason that the guns were placed on top of plush pillows and
yeah,
taken
that's
away,
what it was.
they were put there as opposed to human bodies being drug away by the ankles.
I see.
Was to juxtapose the idea of American society favoring the gun over the bloodlust.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay, I remembered something about a gun in that music video. Thought I'd bring it up here.
It's okay.
Wasn't funny.
I figured
We're
I'd talk
done.
about it. It's not funny, but that's the thing.
I've actually never seen the whole music video.
It's a really
through
good
and
music
It's actually,
video.
I really liked it. I didn't
Yeah.
get it at first until I watched it. I had to watch a video that explained things to me, and I was like, oh, that's actually very
It's
very cool.
very artful, and
Very, very
is
art,
a
yeah.
strong
very
commentary.
art.
Yeah.
Like, I would have just been like, hey, he's dancing around funny and singing a good song.
Right.
And then that's all I would have thought. And then I'm
Right.
like, wow, there's a lot of layers to this,
Yeah.
which is cool. So let me tell you about a true
I like art.
conspiracy.
Continue.
Yeah. Let me tell you about a true conspiracy I came across here. One that has been proven. The government poisoned alcohol back in the early 1900s.
You told me about that.
I did tell you about that. So
Oh.
during Prohibition, the government poisoned industrial alcohol, not alcohol that was meant for consumption, because there shouldn't have
Yeah.
been alcohol meant
But like
for consumption.
isopropyl alcohol, like rubbing
Yes,
alcohol,
rubbing alcohol.
and different things.
But the
used
reason
for
they did that is
manufacturing.
because black market sellers would try to dilute industrial alcohols to make it pass for people. And so they realized that. So they said, you aren't supposed to be drinking this anyway, so we're going to poison it.
Wow.
So the government wasn't really doing anything bad
because
that wasn't meant for consumption.
Yeah, because putting poison in the industrial alcohol.
Putting poison in something
should
that's
never have
poison
gone
to
meant
your
for
yeah,
being
ingested.
putting
Yeah,
poison
whatever.
in something that's poison in your body to begin with is kind of like a okay, who cares kind
Yeah.
of thing. But it resulted in a lot of deaths. But also, like when you're trying to go against the law, sometimes that results in a lot of deaths. And I mean,
Darwinism.
yeah, exactly. Like don't be like yeah.
Don't drink 97% alcohol.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Although
don't drink varnish.
during that time, I have to imagine there were like we think of speakeasies in this term of like endearment almost, where it's like, oh, this cool
It's a
underground
speakeasy.
thing, speakeasy. But I'm like,
Yeah.
those things were shady. I'm sure that guys were saying, hey, this is whiskey, passing off diluted industrial alcohol and just not telling
Yeah.
them, putting it in bottles
that they like kept in a wooden bucket
exactly.
for a week.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure like things weren't regulated. So I
no,
mean,
not at all.
this is more the people who are selling this. It's any illegal drug thing. It's like if you make it illegal, there's regulation on it. If you keep it illegal, of course there's going to be people out there
Yeah.
passing it out.
Yeah.
So it's like
There's always going to be those.
Just use your brain.
substances.
But people weren't using their brain because they wanted their alcohol.
Right.
Beer. So,
Beer.
yeah, there's that. The other one I had here, we're not going to get into it now because I think we can talk about this later, is Operation Midnight Climax. Which is a lot like MK Ultra and all that. Where
Midnight Climax. They couldn't have come up with a better
Well,
name.
it's about CIA hired prostitutes to get clients to come back to brothels in San Francisco, and they use drugs to gauge the reaction and sexual activity using two-way mirrors. We can get into that a whole nother time because that's a whole
I think
nother
that should be
thing.
an entire
Yeah, that's a
podcast
whole other
episode.
thing we can talk about. But that I just wanted to bring up Denver International
Yeah.
Airport. I didn't want to get
That
too
is weird.
governmentally on this one.
No.
We can do another conspiracy theory about government conspiracy
Right,
theories
right.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Because that's a
Which is
whole
most
different
of them are
box.
rooted in that.
Yeah, it's a
but-
whole different box
But
to
still,
unpack.
I think everybody's kind of like had enough of government stuff.
Yeah, I think
in
we're all
today.
fed up.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but we could talk about weird art conspiracies.
I
which
like
is
that.
incredible.
We'll
that.
talk- yeah,
or
we don't
Avril
wanna get-
Lavigne, or
Yeah, Avril Lavigne,
you know,
art
Eminem.
conspiracy.
I don't want to
Yeah,
get
I
I don't
love
want to
it.
get too depressing on
No.
things, but I
No.
definitely want to get into weird areas.
Well,
I love
same,
weird
with, same with
areas.
those that mural, like the Sistine Chapel. You know, like Michelangelo's. Like most famous work, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, if you were to take all the photos, I learned this in art history in grad school. If you take all the photos and structure them, he structured the painting into the shape of a skull.
Oh,
No
interesting.
And
kidding.
heaven is at the top, hell's at the bottom, right? You can see
Yeah.
all of it. And he painted himself in hell because he was an atheist, but was
I'm painting for the church.
painting for
Oh,
the church.
Hey, you gotta get that
Wow.
cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
So I
That's
think on
great.
that note,
that's so that the foresight to do that grand of a painting.
I
like
think
that-
we're gonna leave that
Oh,
as a
that's awesome.
cliffhanger for Conspiracy Theory
Okay.
Part 2
Let's
on
do it.
art.
That's so
I think that's
cool,
brilliant.
though.
And it's
Yeah.
also because Cam's got to get going right now.
I
It's
do.
6:40.
I have to go host at
So-
RT Rogers Brewing Company in Sierra Madre,
Yeah, and if you live out in
California.
Sierra Madre, California, all 6 people live out there. Go check out RT Rogers Brewing Company.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll plug it up real quick. We're on Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah,
we're
we
on
are.
Gmail.
We are.
We're on all podcasting apps.
We are.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah, we
You
are.
can leave us a rating and review. We have a Patreon.
Yeah, we do.
And we have a lot of episodes that come out every week. And that's this. That's this thing that
That's
we're
this.
doing.
Yeah.
We do it. And that's what we do.
We do it,
So
and that's
thank
what
you
we
for
do.
listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
You go do that trivia thing.
I will. All right. Bye. Bye. I love you.
Bye.
We got that going. We got that rolling.
Yeah, thankfully I'm like huge
Yeah,
on
we're
spicy food.
Oh, I'm not.
I got. This is gonna be so annoying. I'm gonna hate having to do that. Creating more work for myself for the hilarity of it.
Was that? Taste that orange sauce. Go for it.
Use that pinky like a good, proper guy.
Oh, you're right. Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, and I like spicy.
Maybe
Yeah.
you're not as fluent as you think. Maybe you said what's the spiciest sauce
Oh,
you
that
have?
I didn't. I said sin picante, which means no spicy without spicy.
If you don't know how to, if it's not saying my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, I don't know how to say it in Spanish.
Mi leche shake brings los hombres de mi casa.
To your house?
Yeah.
All the way into the house.
Yeah, all the way inside.
Were you the guy in the
it's all
misconnection?
Yeah.
The yard estimate guy?
Yeah, I was the yard
Living
estimate
out in Lancaster?
Yeah, listen to the show we just recorded.
We have a lot of good B-roll this week. I like that. I like that.
How long is your tape measure? Okay, go ahead.
All right.
3 centimeters.
3 centimeters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, is it centimeters or inches? Because
Centimeters.
Centimeters.
Metric.
We like the metric system. It's more universal. All right, let's start this one off, guys. Okay. Welcome to the Wreck My podcast this week, where Cam